Good morning everybody, happy Friday. I haven't done one of these this week, so I'm just going to do a quick one. As you can see in the back window, it's a beautiful sunrise this morning. I'm out a bit later. Let me just turn you around. You'll see the glamour of the view that I have from the barrel. So, and there is a beautiful sunrise coming up that I get to see from behind a full-size football net and a free kick dummy, but it's all good. We're outside and it's nice and quiet. You can just hear the birds. So today 3.7 degrees, pretty cold. There's ice on the ground. There wasn't any on the barrel. This time last year it was absolutely bucketing it down with snow, and I was sat in that little room behind me in my dry robe and my swimsuit and my big bobble hat waiting for my client course to finish so that I could get out and get in the pool, because yeah, I really like the snow and the water, but there's no snow today. So I'm just going to bob in. Just give me a second. So yeah, sorry. Just wanted to chat a little bit about the cold water today, actually, more than anything else. I know I kind of really briefly covered it the first time I did one of these videos, but I was in a bit of a rubbish place mental health wise on that day, and I think I just waffled. So I just wanted to talk about the cold water and I guess why I do it, and sometimes why other people do it, and how it works. This is actually working really well for my tolerance. I would normally get in, dip, be freezing after 30 seconds and get back out. So sitting and talking on camera is actually helping me stay in the water for a little bit longer, up my tolerance, which is quite good. I also, if you've known me for a long time, have an absolute horrible fear of public speaking. I hate public speaking. I hate having to talk to an audience or to anyone, and I think in its own little way this is actually helping me to start to broach that fear a little bit. Don't get me wrong, I'm not doing lives or anything because that's like, no, but this actually does help. So yeah, if you sit and listen, thank you very much. Yeah, back to the cold. So we are 3.7 today. Just to give you a bit of an overview or an indication of how that works, anything below 5 degrees is classed as an ice swim. So even though there's no ice on the barrel today, we're still in ice temperatures, if that makes sense. When I get in here, I have obviously swimsuit and neoprene socks. I don't do the gloves just basically because I don't get my hands in the water, and so I don't wear the gloves. Last year I had, it's still hanging in the garage actually, I bought a swim wetsuit which I fully intended to wear from about October onwards, and I just found actually that for me, skin swimming is just costume, no wetsuit, is actually doable, and I quite like it. It's not for everyone, and some people go through the winter in wetsuits, and that's absolutely fine. I think you have to work to the limits of your own body, I guess. So yeah, that's pretty much how I do the barrel. If there's actually solid sheet ice on it, then the gloves come out if I have to shift that, and the same for the pool. You'll have seen the pool at the bottom of the garden at the start of the video. Last year we had 2-3 inch thick ice on there, and it was amazing to go and sit in it, but obviously it took a little bit of shifting. It was like a hammer job, so you need gloves to manage that. But you do get people that go all the way through in even less. So you get penguins who don't wear gloves and swim all year round without gloves, and you get polar bears who do the whole winter in just literally in skins with nothing on hands or feet. But that's like absolutely not for me. You also get ice milers, and as the title suggests, just someone can swim a mile in this temperature. I've never swum a mile before. I'd actually like to try one in the summer. I quite like the idea of doing a nice mile, but I think we're a good year or so off that yet. So yeah, that's how different people do different methods in the winter. there is a rule of thumb that really you should do a minute per degree. Sometimes you shouldn't even do that if it's really cold. It's all down to listening to your body, and as I said, everybody's different. Your body will tell you when you are cold and you're too cold and you need to get out. So I can see now that I'm actually at 5:15. I'm not at 5:15 fully immersed, so we're okay for a little bit longer yet. So I'm going to drop my shoulders. Ooh, sorry. We'll shake a bit now, and just kind of talk a little bit before I get out about the benefits that I get from cold water. So I found water in general in lockdown, June 2020. I'd just been furloughed. Chris was furloughed, the kids were off school, we were all going out of our minds basically with not knowing what to do, and we've been talking about wild swimming for a while. We do it all the time when we go down south to Newquay. So Chris went off and found a group on Facebook, so Sheffield Outdoor Plungers, and went off and did a swim with them, and then took me a week later. And I was absolutely hooked after my first one. Very quickly picked up going 3, 4, 5 times a week while I was furloughed, and just found, I mean, to be fair, before this I wouldn't get in the pool in Spain in the middle of summer if it wasn't heated. I hated it. I would, but I'd make a massive fuss out of it. So yeah, just started going and started actually enjoying the tranquility of being out in nature, swimming, being able to switch my brain off, being able to just not think about things. Was massive for me in lockdown. And then it started to get colder. Got made redundant and decided to set my own little business up, but was determined to set it up in a way where I could still fit swimming in and cold water and the water. As I said, bought a wetsuit, expected that I would be in the wetsuit come October, and every month went past and I just never put the wetsuit on. But the cold made things really different. It was a game changer for me, to be honest, because the cold water triggers a shock, a stress response in your body, and it puts your body into some sort of stress shock, which basically then releases endorphins, which force the stress and the bad feelings out of your body. It's really hard to explain, but that's essentially what it does. I think that there's starting to be some science to come through to say that happens. If you read about Wim Hof and stuff, he's massively into that sort of stuff. I think the big measure for me is that when I started outdoor swimming, I was on 100 milligrams of sertraline every day for my anxiety, and ad hoc beta blockers. So if I had to do anything that was stressful, the beta blockers came out to slow my heart rate, to allow me to go into a situation where I could speak to people without being an absolute nervous wreck. Within 12 months of finding swimming and cold water, I became absolutely medication free. I, with the help of the doctors, dropped the dosage, upped the water, and I've been medication free now for a year. I think running my own business obviously helps, but I credit most of it to the water, to the peace and the tranquility that it gives me when it's warm to go and have a longer swim, and to that absolute cold shock that it gives me when it's like this. I have loads of different spots that I go to for different reasons. So I like a nice quiet reservoir if I just want to have a day where I've had a rough day and I need to reflect and go and swim somewhere peaceful. By the same token, I love to go to Rivel and Plunge Pool, which you'll have seen on my Facebook not long ago. If I've got a rough day or I've got a really intense day where I need to do something, or perhaps I've got to go and pitch for some business or something like that, I will go and swim in Rivelin, and I will swim up to the waterfall and let the waterfall spray like hit my face, and there's nothing that makes you feel more alive, I don't think, than that. And equally, I think there's nothing that makes you feel more alive than sitting in a barrel in ice temperatures, just like this. You don't have to go far. You come out with this amazing sort of buzz, and you just feel alive, and I'm grateful to feel like that, because when I was on the medication, I didn't really feel anything. It did a great job in getting me out of what was probably the verge of a nervous breakdown, by stopping me from feeling anything at all, and that was great. But actually, you need to feel, and the water really helps me do that, and it helps me manage the way that I feel by giving me access to different elements and bodies of water that really help me to make sense of that. So I've been in here for 10 minutes now, which is a long time, so I'm going to get out in a second. I hope that was informal, or informative is the word I was looking for, unless I'm getting cold now. If you're still here, thank you for listening. I'm going to try and do a few more of these, and I might actually stick them on YouTube now. I'm getting the hang of speaking to people. But yeah, if you like them, let me know. Thanks for listening, and have an amazing weekend, everybody. Bye.